It's 9 unbelievable pirate discoveries. A 200-year-old shipwreck was discovered off the western coast of the Gulf of Mexico, leading many to believe it belonged to pirates. This is the type of discovery archaeologists dream about. About 4,000 feet deep lies a wreck complete with cannons, musket balls, as well as large amounts of wine and gin to go along. Due to the depth, the ship has, for the most part, been completed. The wreck was discovered during an oil and gas survey, looking for the next place to build an oil rig. Most of the wood was eroded, but the copper frame was still intact, as well as the kitchen. What exactly was the ship's origins? Some claim it might have come from pirates from Texas, around the time of the Texas Revolution or the Mexican-American War. The research will act as a time capsule from the past and give us a better understanding of the daily lives of whomever manned this boat. Explorers doing work around the coast of Madagascar reportedly found treasure belonging to the infamous Captain Kidd. But there was a little secret about this treasure that wasn't revealed right away. William Kidd was a Scottish pirate from the 17th century and was hired by other European countries to attack and plunder British boats. This practice was known as privateering and was extremely lucrative for those who were successful at it, like Captain Kidd. Many people were skeptical of its authenticity, since his treasure has been sought after and difficult to find. Turns out this block of silver was actually a giant lead bar and was a massive hoax that fooled everyone. Even the president of Madagascar was presented with this fake relic from the past in a ceremony. Captain Kidd's real treasure is still out there, so grab your shovels. You might want to keep your kids home from school after hearing about this. Workers found a human skeleton buried near a primary school in Edinburgh. During an excavation, they were expecting to find remains from an ancient shipyard, but possibly uncovered pirate bones instead. They first thought the bones were from the Bronze Age due to an old pottery shard discovered nearby. After carbon dating, it revealed the skeleton was actually only 500 years old and was a victim of either murder or hanging. According to Edinburgh Council, claims that a gallows once stood near this harbor and was a place where public executions were committed. Due to the unmarked grave, things tend to add up to this skeleton being a pirate. Forensic artists worked on a facial recreation to bring a face to the bones, as you can see in this photo. Could we be looking into the face of a pirate? Another great find for archaeology. Of course, people know about Captain Morgan as the guy on the delicious bottles of rum, but did you know he actually existed? Despite making ugly girls look pretty, he was also the owner of many boats and an extremely successful privateer who looted many Spanish settlements in the Caribbean. He died in 1688 from cirrhosis of the liver, most likely from intaking too much of his own supply. One of his lost 5 ships were uncovered by an excavation team in 2010 and came up with 6 cannons, but most of the remains of the boat were eroded. The artifacts uncovered will help bring some life to this mythical character. Although didn't find any massive amounts of gold, the explorer crew considers the boat itself to be a priceless treasure. The 6 cannons are currently on display in a museum in Panama. Pirates wreaked up so much havoc on the seas, they could actually make their enemies sink their own boats. In August of 1680, a ship called the Consolacion sunk off the coast of Ecuador. The Galleon was encountered by a group of English pirates after it had picked up a large amount of gold from Lima, Peru. Before the pirates could get their hands on some of the treasures they were seeking, the Spanish set the ship on fire. They'd rather have the boat at the bottom of the sea than hand it over. A crew of explorers eventually salvaged the wreck in 1997 near the Santa Clara island of Ecuador. Large amounts of gold and silver coins were uncovered and are even on sale online. Montego Bay, located on the island of Jamaica, is an infamous place where pirates commonly lurk, so it made for an excellent location to search for pirate treasures. A group of American treasure hunters set sail in the Jamaican waters hoping to snatch some booty. The 17th century English vessel, named Manticore, was badly damaged and found in international waters just outside the Jamaican border limit. One of the scuba swimmers, Rick Miller, describes it being an amazing experience, with gold and silver everywhere. Treasures one could only dream of. Just the weight of the precious metals alone is worth $187 million. In 1966, an important piece of history was brought to the surface with the help from underwater divers off the coast of Beaufort, North Carolina. The vessel of Queen Anne's Revenge finally saw the light of day once again. This time the boat came from Blackbeard himself, and it is a true miracle this artifact from the past was brought to the surface. They came across heavy cannons, some weighing 2,000 pounds each. 30 cannons were found total. Each cannonball that was fired weighed at least 6 pounds. More than 280,000 rare historical artifacts were found. This pirate met Davy Jones' locker in a gruesome fashion. British soldiers displayed a severed head on the ship where he was executed as a warning to all pirates. That's just a pirate's life for you. This replica is what it possibly would have looked like at full strength and would have struck fear into any sailor's heart. His flag was also a little gruesome. While doing a little bit of cleaning, a Florida couple in Tampa Bay were going through their attic when they came across a startling discovery. In the attic was a wooden box with a treasure map, Spanish coins, and the strangest of all, a severed hand with a ring on it. Could this be some artifacts left from the legendary Jose Gasper, a legendary Spanish pirate who would sail off the west coast of Florida? Although it's still a mystery whether he even existed at all. Before you start jumping to conclusions, the authenticity is hard to prove. Pirates weren't too well known for openly documenting their every move. The Tampa Bay history curator told WFLA News that he believed the coins are too thin to be authentic. And who knows if that hand thing is even real? Is this finding a morbid hoax or possibly an unbelievable pirate hoax?
And now for number 1. But first, be sure to subscribe for new videos every day.
The Whydah was a British slave ship that was originally captured by Black Sam and was found off the coast of Cape Cod in Massachusetts in 1984 by Barry Clifford. He actually credits his pirate treasure map that many discredited for being false. It seems to be the holy grail of pirate discoveries. Priceless artifacts were discovered, including 200,000 individual pieces were discovered under only 14 feet of water. Rare gold and silver coins, gold jewelry and artifacts, cannons, sword handles, and even a boy's leg. The boat is believed to carry the plunder of 10 ships. Spanish galleons were relentlessly looted by Black Sam until him and his crew were swept away by a strong storm in 1717. Divers pulled together huge clumps of gold coin masses that stuck together from years of being underwater. A museum exhibit called Real Pirates: The Untold Story of the Whydah from Slave Ship to Pirate Ship toward the United States. Barry believes there is more treasure out there from this wreck. Here's what to watch next on my channel, The Biggest: 14 worst punishments inflicted by parents ever. And be sure to comment on the video, or you too shall be punished.